Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining. I'm going to say a few words. Please stay on mute. And when I'm finished, I'll turn it over to Jen, Jay, and Angel to answer questions. I apologize that there's even more FUD spreading, particularly from KD. The management team and myself were hoping to hold them off until we had the right time to tell you this. Despite all of your commitments, your tireless work, your belief in our mission, fast track trading cannot continue. I made a lot of mistakes earlier on with a number of things, and they've cascaded beyond even sensibilities, anyone's sensibilities. The hate, the FUD, the YouTubers their voices have become far too powerful, unfortunately. But even given my giant ego, we cannot win. Further to that, even our vendors have closed the doors on us, which I will make clear on our exit how unfair this is. AMP Trading closed our account with close to $200,000 in it. Mercury closed our account with hundreds of thousands in it. Our credit card provider swiped just about $780,000 for us in October, and they released $150,000 to us. All said and done, that is close to over $1 million in revenue and payout money that'll be retained for at least 90 days by the vendors who are supposed to have our back. We are pivoting. We will be starting a hedge fund immediately, and Fast Track Trading will be shutting down effective this weekend. It is not forever. We will be doing our best to do right by our community and those who support us, and certainly all of you. We will be offering refunds on a first-come, first-served basis. We will be continuing with payouts to the best of our ability. And the remaining capital, we will be moving over to a new venue, and we're starting our hedge fund. It is incredibly heartbreaking to have to tell you this, but sadly, we just have no choice. We have been liquidated, and the funds that we were counting on have been taken away from us by the very vendors who were supposed to protect us. I will be around, obviously, for you, but at present time, I'm going to pass this off to Jen, Jay, and Angel to answer your questions. And I want you to hear it from me that this is not over. This is just paused. And while it's very sad, I need all of you to be proud of yourselves in that we kicked the industry in its dick, pardon the expression. Before us, the three big ones had all the power. The three main firms had all the power. They got to dictate the rules, and we showed the world that there is another way. And I need you to all be profoundly proud of yourselves for that. That said, I'm going to step off the podium for a minute. I'm going to let Angel, Jay, and Jen answer any of the questions that you have. Thank you.
Yeah, so at this point, if you guys, for any questions, if you don't mind just putting your hand up so we can kind of keep it in, making sure we're addressing everybody's questions. Manik, go ahead.
Oh, sorry, I just bumped in late because I was in the other meeting. I was holding that room and I didn't see another room start. Could you just give us like first minute synopsis? I think I got an idea, but not the whole thing. Like a TLDR.
Yeah, so more or less between what's happened with the vendors and with the current situation, we are going to have to close up FTT.
Oh, I see. Oh,
In the
and
simplest terms.
oh. It's so like oh,
Jonathan. I'll let Angel handle that one.
Yeah. Hey, Jonathan. The reason is really you got to look at it as really what it was. We went into a set industry and did something that nobody else has done. We had no blueprint on how to correctly build this, so we were building while doing. And unfortunately, on the way in building, we made some mistakes and we did not see a lot of the external hurdles you guys didn't see with vendors, processing, credit card processors, banks, and everything in between. That really was the nail in the coffin for us because every time we started taking a step forward and we finally got an opportunity with said vendor or bank to be able to get help, we would get shut down or frozen, and it started causing more and more of a bottleneck because every time we would try to do something simple like wire from our bank account to Rise, we would get frozen for days, and then it just started backing everything up, and we started getting because this we started getting not red flags, but we started getting held by the vendors on us to be able to do anything to pay out the traders or the different software solutions, and it just kept adding up, and we just kept getting our money held in different places. So we weren't able to use our own funds to take care of our business. We were held technically hostage, and still are by a couple of vendors that are holding our money because we're a high risk industry, and they felt safer by holding as much as possible, which then in turn stops us from being able to actually do what we're supposed to do or planning to do. And that just kept going and it's gotten worse. And it's getting worse with the actual vendors themselves. They don't even want to really work with us, which is why they're holding everything hostage. And that's why in turn it turned to this.
I see. Thanks for explaining.
No problem.
Sure, you guys have some questions, so feel free to raise your hand. It's kind of a open up to whatever you want to ask at this point. Manik, go ahead.
Oh, I think
Oh, I'm sorry.
Faye
Jamel was
also
first.
raised.
I'm
before
sorry.
me.
It all came in real quick. Go ahead, Jamel.
Yep. Couple of questions. One, are we going to get paid for the days that we worked? What's happening with employment? Two, we had a person in charge of partnerships for a lot of the things that Angel mentioned. I count those as partnerships. What happened? Lots of questions.
I will answer
So-
on the paychecks. Yes, you guys will get paid for this week worked. Payroll will go as normal next week. As far as unemployment and all that goes, please reach out to me after this and I can help direct you guys to where you need to go. I can help you file, give you whatever information you need to file. That sorry.
So on that aspect, even though you consider them partners, they're still vendors at the end of the day, and those vendors also have partnerships with other people in this industry, but with other providers in the prop firm space. And you have to think of it this way: there are certain people, there are certain companies that have had a long-standing partnership with set vendors for years, and then we're coming in and taking away from their money, and then all of a sudden we're getting extra restrictions that nobody else has to be able to use the same services. So really, what it turned really into it, that's what happened. We got more restrictions than anybody else. We had higher requirements than everybody else. We had more roadblocks. Our limits for usage for whatever it might be, for whether it's credit cards per day, for transactions, whatever it might be, kept getting lowered instead of being raised throughout the months because we were bringing in more revenue. And then suddenly Tradeify gets pulled out and on the 1 yard line randomly. Play decided to skip us and go with a different vendor that they've had a previous relationship with. It just all started stacking up against us for whatever reason it might be. But that's really what was happening in the back end at all times.
Okay. Do we get severance checks? Is there any kind of severance package?
That's to be determined at this time.
Yeah, I mean, if it's no, just tell us. So
I
we can
can't.
move
It's
on.
not. It's not a no. No, it's not a no. It's in discussion. So that's to be determined.
Are you going to reach back out to us? How's this going to work?
Of course, like my lines of communication will be open. I can give you all my phone number. My email will still be up. I will be in communication with everybody. Like I want to be a resource for you guys. Rather it's helping you file whatever you need to file, resume building, like whatever you need help with. Like I'm here as a resource.
Emails will stay up for a while, right? Emails.
So
Okay. What happens to the Discord? Can we have the Discord as the employees?
The Discord will be shut down.
You can just rebrand it.
Could it be
There's
like
no-
we could have the Discord like as like a like I don't know, man. I don't think we're gonna get the
It's
same
an
thing ever
artifact.
in our
There's no
lives
reason
again. You know,
we shouldn't shut it down, bro. There's no reason.
like even if we do shut it down, just keep it, just less sort of like a memory. Like
Right.
you feel me? Like I mean, it's like it's sort of like fucking art. If I was gonna be candid and speaking like that, like we're not gonna make a Discord like that again. Just 10 years down the line, it's just gonna be a joke. So like if you could just look back and stuff, at least keep it, but don't wipe it. Like you feel me? Like something like that. So you can still like keep in touch with each other and contact and stuff. But that's all I was just gonna add to that.
Okay.
I think John and Megan wanted to speak something, but
Yeah,
nobody
go ahead,
asked
Megan.
them to. Yeah.
I know I'm new here, but I do have a few things to say. Jay, I believe that was you speaking. I realize that you said you're going to keep the communication lines open, but you do realize that we know that phone numbers can be changed, information can be changed. You guys are going to totally rebrand. We're not done. And what we're asking for is the Discord. We would like the Discord.
Okay. Megan, thank you for that feedback. We're not rebranding. And the Discord, no matter what, it's owned by FTT. And if it's decided on that's going to be wiped out, it will be wiped out.
It's obvious what's happening.
And I have no reason to change my phone number or do anything of the sort. I have my phone number for years, and this will not make me change my number. I literally am here as a resource. So whether you utilize me and you reach out to me or not, that's totally up to you, but I am here.
Jonathan.
Yeah, so for people outside US, are we going to get any sort of unemployment support, or how is that going to work?
Yes, so if you are wanting to file unemployment, I can work with you, direct you to the sites you need to go to. I will give you whatever pertinent information you need to file, and I will walk with you through that process. That's not a problem.
So basically we're filing for unemployment.
That's you don't. Again, that's your choice. I can't direct you to do either or. But if you choose to and you need help, I am here to help.
Right. And what exactly will filing for unemployment do?
It will kind of just take into account your work history, and you'll get a percentage of an average salary paid to you either bi-weekly, weekly, depending on your area. But we can look into that after this call if you want to, and I can see where you're at, and we can research that together.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be very nice. So,
Of course,
is it
yeah,
through
of course.
Discord or?
No, I'll give you my number. After this, I can team you on Teams, my personal phone number, and then we can talk it through together. So
That works too. Yeah, yeah. Thanks. Sounds
you're
good.
welcome. Okay.
Just wanted to mention that the even though the Discord is going to be shut down, that the company email and Teams that you're using right now will not be shut down immediately. They'll be up for a good amount of time. So this line of communication here will be available to you to communicate with Jennifer, Jason, Angel, or any of the senior staff.
How many of us are getting to keep our jobs?
Oh wait,
How many
I
of us
thought
are getting canned?
I thought it was being shut. I think I got confused then. It's
Wait,
like FTT still. Yeah, I don't know. It's very confusing. Then.
What's if we're pivoting? There are some of you that are keeping jobs, right? I'm just trying to understand who is actually getting let go here.
Everybody's gonna let go.
Yes,
Everybody's getting let go.
it's all
Oh,
of
yeah.
us.
Oh,
Yeah, it's everyone. So, but we're gonna keep a few of us on hand for a short period to guide you guys any way that we can, right? To help out with.
What part of the team is on board for the rebranding?
There's no, I don't understand what this rebranding idea comes from. There's no rebranding. We're working on possibly starting a separate company, which would be just directly a hedge fund, and that's in the process. It's not guaranteed.
Yeah, Scott just mentioned that possibly come back to this in a couple months or something like that. So that's where the rebranding idea, I guess, is coming from.
Yeah, no, it's not rebranding. It's a new company, and what we're looking to do is, if it does work and we grow it out, and we get all the operations together on it, is to bring as many of you guys back to that side if possible at that time. It's not a rebranding. It's literally a new company that we're going to build from scratch. So we have to be as just we have to save as much. We have to be as little as possible to get it going, and then scale out after. We can't. We literally have to run as thin as possible. So it's a new company, but because we didn't want this to happen. Our goal is to be able to bring it up fast enough to bring you, as many of you as possible to then once we grow it out. But for right now, there's nothing there. It's still a startup. Technically it's a combinator. It's in stealth mode. It's not a real company yet.
When are we announcing this to customers?
That's what it says. The announcement will officially be it will be going out on Discord and on our website and everything at midnight tonight.
Jonathan.
Oh, can anyone hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Here you know.
Okay, I'm like trying to talk, but my icon's not popping up. Sorry, I joined in late. I didn't know we were having a meeting. It's like 5 in the morning. I just woke up. I'm kind of confused. So we're shutting down FTT, but opening a new company, if I'm not mistaken.
So it's
yeah, it's okay. So I want to say that, Jay. FTT shutting down. Some of us from leadership are pivoting to possibly start a new company. It's not guaranteed. It's still in stealth mode. We're figuring out how to learn from this to be able to start something new. If we can do what we can do with it and grow it correctly, this time with the right operations, what we planned on doing is to try to bring as many of you back as possible because we want to take care of you. This is not how we want the relationship to end. That's what's meant by it. It is not a rebrand. Has nothing to do with FTT.
So what about all the people who are waiting for payouts or trying to get refunds from FTT right now? What about that? That's my question.
As far as payouts and refunds, that's something that will be taken care of. Scott is working on it right now, but there's some legal ramifications and paperwork that needs to get done before that's done, which is part of what's happening. But they will be taken care of.
Because I know a lot of people have been waiting for affiliate commissions. Like, would they also be taken care of, or no?
I can't answer that question right now.
There's about to be an outrage on like social media and Discord. Definitely once this news comes out, because everyone's noticing, like everyone's quiet right now.
Yes, there is going to be. You know, so that's the other side of this, right? Is the backlash that's going to come, right? It's going to come to pretty much everybody who's involved.
Do you guys have any time frame when this new company will start, or no?
No, it's still in stealth mode. It's being worked on. Again, it's not a company yet. It's still an idea. It's something to work on and work towards, like any startup. We're not even at the combinator area yet. We have no alpha, no beta, nothing. We're still building the idea, figuring out the best processes around it to make sure that when this one, if it does take off, we're able to run it more. We're able to run it without the hiccups that we had at FastTrackTrading.
Nice.
I'm not gonna lie, this feels like a rug pull.
Unfortunately, if you look at it and stats wise, most startups do fail within 8 months. It's just unfortunately it happened to us too. We thought we'd be part of that 1% that would be able to go straight to the moon, and unfortunately, it didn't work out that way. But it's a learning more than anything else.
I'm just a little confused. Like, how come we're shifting away from prop firm/sim accounts to hedge fund? Like, what is like the difference, or like how would it be better to run a hedge fund? If that makes sense.
That's a deeper question right now. All the questions that are being answered are specifically for FastTrackTrading. So please keep the questions in that around that.
And then I don't know, maybe coming in late, like how come, like what went wrong? That's what I'm trying to say. Why are we shutting down? Was it like not sustainable, or we just decided to think it's better to just shut down and then open up a better company, aka the hedge fund?
So we had a lot of issues with banks, vendors, and other pieces that we're pretty much getting held hostage most of the time. For that reason, it just kept bottlenecking, getting worse and worse and worse. Even doing something as simple as having the funds in a bank account and wiring them to Rise was a struggle because they would freeze our accounts for days at a time. At the beginning, it was actually for a week on average. And then we had a bunch of other vendor issues and battles because we had the rug pulled on us when it came to Tradeify because of other relationships that they have. Same thing with Plaid and other situations like that. And it got to a point that it's not feasible to keep having our funds being frozen and held and keep the company going.
All right. And then you guys said that you're gonna make an announcement today at midnight, or how would that work?
Correct.
So how that's going to work is the Discord is going to be shut down. It's not going to be eliminated, but the announcements channel will still be visible to the public. Scott is going to put in the announcement there, as well as the website will be taken down, redirected to just one page with the same announcement. The announcement will include an email address for a refund, which we're going to be working through as many of those as we possibly can.
They're telling us this the day of is real crazy. A little warning, a little something, but the day of feels real bad.
Yeah, because me, I'm still fortunate to still be in the military, getting a paycheck. But what about everyone here who only has this as their source of income? It's kind of.
Don't worry, dog. We got unemployment.
Just to tell you how sudden this is, I left my job 2 weeks ago. That if I knew this was coming, do you think I would do that? I have 4 mouths to feed, a mortgage. I would not have done that. I left my stable job for FastTrackTrading just 2 weeks ago. So that just to give you an idea of how sudden this was on set.
Jonathan.
Yes, so I have a few questions here. Concerning our work hours, we just send it to Scott as usual for this week.
Send them to me, please.
Okay, to Jennifer. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Another is, will unemployment cause any issues with, applying for work, future works, etc.?
And the only thing with unemployment, once you do find employment, you just need to let them know and deal with the entity that way. But yeah, you're fine.
Yeah, with unemployment, you can collect it until you secure a new role, right? And then you would obviously let them know.
Is there a timeline for how long we're going to be paid unemployment, or?
So that's it varies to each individual depending on how long you've been here.
Work history.
Yeah, there's a number of factors, right? But once you apply, they actually lay that out for you, and kind of give you an idea of how long it will last and what you're going to get.
Oh, okay.
I'll work with you. We'll figure it out. Don't worry.
And also, are we able to apply for competitive firms?
Thank you for bringing that up. I do want to remind everybody that you did sign the employee agreement. So, if you need clarification on what those terms are, we can discuss later.
Hey, Jennifer, on that, the non-compete is waived. If anybody applies for a competitor, they can go.
That's fine. I'm just speaking on be wary of what you say outside of this meeting, outside of this company. You guys are under contract.
Yeah, to Jen's point, right? So feel free to apply to wherever you need to go, right? The only part of that that's going to be held is kind of keeping the internal conversations confidential.
That sounds good.
No.
Thanks for informing that. Noting it down.
Ash.
I just want to know. Oh, sorry.
I just want to know what the payouts that went out from Rise were for, because we all saw that. So definitely a little interested in knowing that answer. I'm highly disappointed in all of this, especially in the lack of communication from leadership. I've been here a little bit now, and I've talked with almost everyone. I've gotten to know almost everyone here. So the fact that y'all think we're dumb and we weren't able to figure this out is extremely upsetting. And I wish all of you luck in this new adventure. I mean, that's awesome. That's great. I hope it succeeds. I don't wish bad upon anyone, but do better.
Just two small questions. So the employees who had accounts that they got but never traded them but couldn't get a payout because I couldn't register an LLC, or so basically I stopped trading them. Is it can employees get refunds on those accounts, or because we still purchase them same as other people if they do? And second one was Before I started here, I started my own Discord as well where I was working. I think Angel knows. So basically, people in that Discord paid me by using my FTT affiliate. Are those still valid? Like, can I request payout for those? Just personally, just sending the total amount, and it's like substantial, not substantial, but like, you know, $2,000 goes a long way. Basically, yeah. Can we still do that?
We can talk about that offline, Medic.
Sure. Yeah, appreciate it.
Yeah, I was gonna ask because I don't know what happened. I was trying to buy some accounts before, and then I guess my Cash App sent the crypto backs in before, and then I was just wanting to know like what the refund process for that BTC back to my wallet, if that's possible or not. Because it was like
Joseph, we can talk
$2,000.
about that offline.
All right.
So we're allowed to work the rest of the week, but we're shutting the Discord down and announcing this at midnight tonight. It's like, what are we doing?
And regardless if you do anything or not, to be honest, tomorrow you're still going to get paid for the day. So
thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah. So I just want to know how long this was like happening, if that makes sense.
Joseph, we've been working on trying to fix this and save this for the last month and a half. We kept getting closer to a fix, to a solution to take care of it, and then everything kept adding up little by little. This is not something that we decided, you know what, it's a good idea. Let's just leave. It's not that. It's the last 2 weeks. We've literally had all our money, pretty much 80% of our fund. Well, not 80, like 40% of our funds actually being held hostage, and those 40% make a big difference when it comes to payroll, payouts, and everything in between. This wasn't something that was planned, or we've had an idea to shut it down for a long period of time. It just keeps adding up, and a decision had to be made because we can't keep kicking the can down the line and hoping that they'll give us our funds back on time to be able to take care of the traders. It was time.
So eventually those funds will open up, but right now it's just being held hostage because I guess all these people trying to refund is just messing up the systems.
It can be held for 90 to 180 days. So for 6 months, the funds could just be there held hostage. There's nothing we could do with them. And if they're holding funds hostage, why would we keep adding funds to it that they keep holding hostage?
And then
Also, I
this
know
new
I forgot to mention. I just realized I'm mute. For anyone who asked about what happened on Rise, that was actually directly the funds going to the lawyers to be able to get everything going down. It has nothing to do with FTT. It really it was to unwind FTT. That's for legal fees. That's what that was for.
So for this new company, are you guys still using the same office in New Jersey or anything like that? Because my plan was to move back to New Jersey because that's my home state, to like work in the office. So anything about that or no?
We do not have a current office for the pivot.
You said you don't?
No, we do not.
Who's on board for the pivot?
Some of the founders and senior staff, and it's not fully there yet, but it hasn't been fully calculated. Really, what it's broken down to is about 5-6 people right now, and then figuring out the rest after.
So all senior staff is on board for this pivot?
Not all.
No.
I don't know.
Are you both personally on board for this pivot?
I am not. No.
I don't know what happened with Sage because my title difference, but like, what was the situation with Sage and not that, like, what happened with you guys and Sage? That's what I'm trying to ask.
Sure, it was pretty simple. He pushed ideas, and they didn't work out. And then he started speaking negatively of the company.
Are you guys allowed to say what senior staff is on board, just to like, get a glimpse or idea?
It hasn't been finalized.
And then for this new hedge fund, would it still be like remote work we could do, or it's gonna be one of those things we have to be in person fully?
But there's no company really to even make those decisions on. It's like I said, it's still in stealth mode. There's nothing there. It's still an idea until it becomes a company. Really, there's no details.
And then another question: what was like the time frame for this new company? Like a few months, a year, weeks?
No, this is an original plan of where FTT was supposed to go to. We never made it to it. It's its own entity and arm. We're still talking about it. It hasn't been built. It's not there. It's not a company yet. It's an idea.
So just to give you guys an idea, FTT was basically in this phase back in January, February of this year. It wasn't until May, the end of May, where FTT became a real company. This pivot that they're working on is basically even earlier than FTT was in January, February. There's no plan. There's no business plan. There's no real information. It's just an idea that was tossed around that, and people who don't have essentially who want a new path are working on that. There's no plan. It's just an idea. So if you guys are asking about this pivot, there's not much they can say because it's still way early in the starting part of even founding the company.
Are you a part of this pivot?
That I'm not sure. I'm an infrastructure guy. I work on servers and whatnot. I don't know if Scott and the team needs that kind of talent. Again, it's just an idea. There's no firm plan. I would love to be part of it, but that's a conversation I'm going to have with Scott and everyone else forming the pivot.
Yes.
Thank you, Kareem, for answering that. Honestly, I'm shocked right now. I don't even know what to say. I'll come back to this.
Open forum. Anybody else? Feel free to speak your mind.
I think I speak for Ian and myself here in this one. Both of us just basically, when we started like 3 or 4 months ago, we just always forgot to ask for our like sign-on bonus, and I think he's in the same boat as me. Would it be possible to add that too and just text? Because I personally, I think I texted Jennifer, but I don't know. I was just trying to help out Ian here, basically. Yeah.
I mean, I actually reviewed your guys' paperwork and her on date and what your
Oh, you already did. Oh, sorry. I appreciate that.
I'm looking into that. So yeah, I will discuss with Scott once I look through the information, and I will get back to you.
Oh yeah, no, it just was a basic like 30 days. I just always forgot to ask it because I
Yeah.
just keep on
No, no,
forgetting.
no.
Yeah,
Don't worry.
safe.
Yeah, of
Yeah,
course.
appreciate
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Wait.
Hey, all right. I'm a very new member here. Me, Scott Watson, and obviously Joseph. It's very unfortunate, and that's all right because, nothing is forever. We want it to be forever, but I'm more concerned for you guys because, knowing that there was 1 million plus basically being held. Now, those are held, but those funds will be returned to you guys, right? Hopefully. Because that would stink if it
That's
doesn't.
technically what we're hoping for, but there's no guarantees because we are shutting down, so it might not make it back to us.
Oh my God. Wow. All right. That's all right. That's all I got.
Jonathan.
I just want to confirm that you said today and tomorrow is getting paid, right? Whether we clock in or not. And how many hours of tomorrow is going to get paid?
It'll be whatever your regular full-time schedule is. You'll get paid for that.
Okay. Thank you.
Or rather, if it's 8 hours, then you'll get your 8 hours.
Yeah. I usually do 12, but yeah.
Sorry, Scott, I'll jump ahead of you real quick. FYI, the Discord already knows they're blowing up. So just so y'all are aware.
They've known
Yeah.
for weeks. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, that was kind of related to what my question was going to be is, what are we positioning? I mean, are we just, continuing business as usual until midnight? I mean, they're getting pretty rowdy in there. And like Sandra said, it seems like they've been, somebody has kind of let them know or they've just kind of figured things out.
And Brett Simba announced it on his Discord. So
who let them know?
I don't know. I just got a notification on it when we were talking like 10 minutes ago.
Well,
Yeah, that's what I just saw too.
if you guys didn't realize, after quote unquote Megan with her comment, she hopped off the call. Number one, that's not professional at all. That's not how anyone should behave in any work environment, whether the company is thriving or going or closing. We have to duke it out to the end, but for her to just jump off the call, if you have to put a finger, I would say her, right? But I'm not going to put a finger, but
First of all, she's a single mother of 6 children who just lost her job. So
Okay,
no.
let's pause this conversation. Let's pause this
That's
piece. This is not the forum to discuss
guys,
this. Thank you.
it's like our last time meeting, so let's just I guess
Yeah,
at least
thank
please
you.
give I mean I'm not like the happiest person, I'm not the worst person, but at least I personally hope that at least if we keep like getting the bi-weekly, but just I'd rather just not have us go down with like a argument. Like that's the worst. Like it's just I just won't allow it personally. I'm just saying. I'm sorry.
No, man.
We can all talk with
listen,
each other and be
listen.
happy. Like it's fine. It is what it is. Like you feel me? It is what it is.
Yes. So listen, there's emotions are going to run with this, right? That's just it's human nature, right? And most of us are losing our jobs. It's not where we wanted to be or we expected to be, right? But this is where we are. So I'm going to say this, and it's going to come across in one way, right? To keep this constructive in a shitty situation, right? I don't want us pointing fingers at anybody. I don't want us screaming at each other. It's not going to make anything better at this point. What we want to do is just get through whatever questions you guys do have, offer whatever support that we can. And again, it's a shit situation, right? So just want to make sure that everyone gets to voice their opinions, but let's keep it without pointing fingers at each other.
For the hedge fund, would it be a new Discord or is it be the same Discord just closed for the moment? I didn't catch that earlier.
I'm gonna say this one last time, Jason. Just one last time. We're not talking about the hedge fund. We're talking about FTT. Let's stop talking about that. It's not a pivot. It's a separate company that has not come out yet. Still an idea. Stick to FTT. We're not talking about anything else.
All right.
Jackson.
I was just wondering if I missed anything. So obviously, I'm in the Philippines, so I'm just wondering because I don't know, I missed half of this, and also I had like a payout request, which I'm assuming probably doesn't matter now, but I'm just wondering because I'm going to have to be able to find a remote job out here.
So
And
Jackson,
yeah.
connect with Jennifer and I separately, and that goes for everybody on the call, right? So I spent tons of years in the sales and IT recruiting space, and I do know a lot of contacts. So I am going to be looking myself and willing to help out any of you. So by all means, feel free to reach out. I'm more than willing to point you guys in whatever direction I can to try to help out this.
Okay, so in terms of kind of what I caught on to earlier, so the next 2 days are pretty much paid, and then that's it.
Yes, as of the moment. If that changes, I'm sure it'll be addressed with you guys. But that's where we're at this moment in time right now. Scott?
So we kind of got a little sidetracked back there, but so what are we doing about the Discord now? Because like I said, word is clearly out. I mean, we can't exactly operate business as normal in there right now for the rest of today until midnight.
I don't think there's anything to do.
Yeah, it's
just kind of let it run.
Yeah, there's not much to do at this point, right?
Okay.
I haven't been on since this call started, but it just seems the word is out, right? So no need to torture yourselves. That's all I'll say. Ian?
No, I just, this has been quite the journey. I've always believed in what we were doing. I was really proud to be part of this. It's really sad to see it happen this way. I'm just assuming that there was no way to assume, to get funding to pay this backlog to get over, because everyone was just like, we're not doing business with them. Because I understand partnerships and things like that falling through the cracks. But with the tech, knowledge that a lot of our employees had, sure, there could have been some ways around some of that, but it just came to a point where couldn't even go get extra money or anything. It was just like, this is done.
So we're in a high risk industry.
Right.
Banks don't like us. We're on the same level or viewed the same way as cannabis still is, or cannabis was 5-7 years ago. They don't understand it, so nobody wants to touch it. That's why the credit card processors will give us such high rates. Our rates for our credit cards are pretty much about 4 or 5x of what everybody else pays for it, that we paid them to be able to use it. So the percentage we give them is very, very high. Second, on top of that, we're extremely limited on the amount of revenue we could put through the credit cards themselves, as an example. So to be very frank, at first, all we got was 10K a day. And they slowly moved it to 15, and they didn't want to do any more. So it starts with that part too. Then on top of that, because of the chargebacks, when people were buying the rallies, blowing them and trying to charge them back, they got scared and they froze our funds on there. Even though we still had the credit cards running, they didn't tell us anything until about a week later. So now we have a big chunk of revenue that's stuck there, and they're telling us we can't use their service anymore, and they're holding on to it because of people charging back on the credit cards themselves. No bank account wants to give us a bridge loan because we're a high risk industry. If we were to get a bridge loan, it would be literally for maybe 50 grand. And then they would charge us probably about 30% for that little bridge loan itself to hold us over. And 50K in our industry does nothing. That's not even That's not a drop in the bucket. It's not. Our payroll is higher than that weekly. Actually, technically double. So it's not that we just said, oh, we're giving up and that's it. It's literally nobody wants to give. Everybody wants 2 years of tax returns from us. We've been around for 6 months. Everybody wants us to prove that this is a scalable model, but they don't want to give us the opportunity to show. They want us to do it slow and steady how they want. And our industry, as you saw in our company itself and our Discord, blew up extremely fast. The other startups who are doing the proper space, and the main one who sent a tweet about us, he has like 1/10 of what we have, and he doesn't really do any payouts. He's paid out like 400 grand altogether. So there's a lot of moving pieces to it. Banks don't like to see a lot of transactions. It scares them because of the fact that we have thousands. It's not like we have 10 Monday, 20 Tuesday. We have 2,000 Monday, 4,000 Tuesday, 8,000 Wednesday. And then from there, we also have to do one big, massive lump to put into Rise to be able to take care of that part for the KYC to stay in compliance. And then they see that as a problem too, because they don't understand what Rise really is. There's a lot more to it. We lost our original bank because we made too much money. Literally, their words. You guys are too big for us. You need to get out. The second bank is Chase. Chase we don't have enough time as a business for them to feel confident that having a 2, 3, 400 grand a day coming in is normal. They think it's something wrong there. There's something, this doesn't feel right. They put fraud alerts everywhere. They freeze their accounts. They want to talk to Scott to verify the same 18 questions every single time before a wire goes out. And the reason I know this is because I've been next to him on the phone while he does it. I've been next to him at the bank while he does it. And it's the same thing every single time. And then they'll hold funds and say, hey, you can wire this, but this other amount needs to stay. It can't be touched until we verify that you are really doing what you're saying you're doing. And it just keeps adding up. We lost partners or partners with vendors that we needed. We needed Plaid. Plaid didn't want to come with us. They decided to go with somebody else in the same space. We needed Tradeify, which randomly was taken down at the 1 yard line. And shockingly, there's other platform owners that were talking shit about it. There's a lot more to it. This technically turned into just a bottleneck of we have the funds, we can't touch it. And then the longer we have to wait, the more we have to pay out. And then the less we could take in because everything's frozen. Credit cards are frozen. Our bank account won't take any more money. The only thing we can use is crypto. You use crypto too much, and then all of a sudden you're in trouble because they're going to ask questions on why are you using crypto instead of ACH or a check or a credit card. And there's a lot more to it in the back that you guys did not see, and we were working with. And it's been a fucking mess. It hasn't been fun.
Jackson. Cash.
So with this, like obviously we all have people DMing us because, everybody's already released the word when we haven't even released the word yet. So are we allowed to say, hey, we're done?
Yeah, the Discord's already gone. Doesn't matter.
Be honest with you. Angel, if you want to answer that one, but my point of view, try to ignore it as much as you can, which is asking a tall task for each of you.
Pardon?
There's no good answer for that, right? I would try to just ignore it as much as you can, which I know is going to be probably impossible for the next couple of weeks.
But if asked directly, we can say.
Leave that to one of the founders to answer. That's something I can tell you.
It's better. It's just don't answer. We're going to shut down the Discord soon.
It looks like main lobby is already shut down. I mean, you can't post in there now. So
Sneaky.
And cannot view the history or anything. So yeah, it's gone. I mean, pit crew's still there, but the public stuff looks like it's gone.
It's still on. So like they're just tagging staff and like, you know, volunteer squad and everybody. If it's, you know, it's just a bit easier on the mind if that's just taken down or something.
Everybody is spamming other Discords, so it's being put into read only right now.
Yeah.
I can sub your hand up. Do you have a question?
Jack's mate.
No, I don't know why that's still on, sorry.
Anybody else?
If you don't feel comfortable speaking now to air how you really feel, like I'm here, non-biased, open. You can cuss, yell, whatever you need to do. That's totally fine, and I understand. Just hit me up and we can talk.
No one knows who you are.
I'm sorry.
Do we have like termination letters or anything like that? Like saying like expectations or whatever?
Oh, yeah.
Yes. I'll try to send those out by end of week.
Safe.
So we found out recently that before this was announced, of course, that Sarah and myself were on a termination list. Is there a particular reason why, or was it just because?
There was no such list. I don't know what information you're referring to.
Okay.
Can I speak?
Yes, you can.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, is this going to negatively affect sort of future jobs, or if we're getting terminated? Like, will it be on the...
You're Jonathan. You're not getting terminated. The company's shutting down. You're not fired. There's no company to work for. So when you go to apply, I know you're young, so that's why I'm explaining it this way.
Yeah.
When you go to apply for other companies, it's not going to look as a firing on your record. It's the company actually shut down, and that's out of your control. So you have no worries.
Oh, okay, I see. Thank you for explaining.
No problem.
I love you, John.
Oh, sorry. Is it possible to contact, let's say, the person that we worked the closest with above us for like sort of like performance analysis letter or like something like that? Like, you know, if that makes sense. Like maybe like for Angel and Melody, that would be for me, right? Just
So by all means, more than happy, at least myself and whoever else
I
wants
know
to
we
chime
were like
in.
a bit like less organized, but like, you know, in terms of, let's say, just like like a general idea is, you know, it's just a bit safe to have something than to not have something, and, you know, somebody to reach back on. I appreciate that.
Yes, because again, to Angel's point, right? So it's not that anybody's getting fired; it's the company shutting down. So more than happy to provide recommendation letters or referral. You know, if you need to do a reference check, you know, feel free to use myself or whoever you need to, by all means.
Hey Jason, hey team, it's Dave. Just saw the announcement, or not the announcement, but the meeting invite. Sorry, I was stuck doing something else. What's going on?
To keep it as short and simple as possible, we're basically ceasing operations.
Yeah, is that effective today or?
So Jennifer mentioned earlier, you went on the call, so everyone's going to get paid through the full week, whatever your schedule was. But for all intents and purposes, yes.
Well, that's too bad.
Agreed. It's certainly not the news that anybody wanted to hear today.
So are we looking to restructure, or is there a plan for that?
No, so there's an idea out there, you know, that was supposed to be what this was going to turn into at some point in the future. That is, again, just an idea at this point. There's nothing set up at all. So should that come to fruition one day, and should whoever's a part of that want to, or they will look to try to bring folks back in, should they want to, but it's just, as of right now, it's an idea, right? So it's nothing more than that, so.
Gotcha. So does this apply to everybody in the firm, for this throughout the end of the week?
Yes.
Okay. Well, it sure has been a great opportunity working with all you guys. Got to meet a lot of really nice people.
Same, brother. I loved like every hour here. That's why I was here every hour.
Yeah, you guys are an amazing team, honestly. It's a sad thing for today. I'll just put it that way. I've done a couple startups. I know Angel has. I've been a part of this once before. It's always something that could happen. You hope it doesn't. And you know, we were on a trajectory that it was looking extremely positive, and then it was, you know, a cascade of numerous things that led us to where we are today. I'll just leave the floor open here. If anybody wants to ask a question or chime in with anything on their mind, don't feel like you have to raise your hand at this point. Just feel free to unload what you need to.
So is Discord been we shutting that down at the end of the day, or what's the plan on that?
I haven't looked, but I believe Maine and a few others have been disabled to read only. So for all intents and purposes, pretty much yes.
Yeah, it looks like the last post was 10:37, right about the time I came on.
So as I mentioned before, I'm more than willing to help any of you in terms of if you need a referral, if you need, I do know a ton of recruiters, both US based and throughout the world. So I'm more than happy to help any of you out trying to make those connections if you need be. Just use my email address, send me a copy of your resume. I will certainly do anything I can to help you guys out. If you guys want to set up a one-on-one call separately to talk about what you're looking to step into, and I'm more than willing to help out wherever I can.
Definitely appreciate that, Jason. I will probably take you up on that. What was decided about directly answering people who were asking what has happened? The word is out as far as I'm concerned, but I don't want to officially say anything if we're still trying to keep it close to the vest for some reason.
Yeah, I think at this point, that'll come from the founders, right? I'm sure they're going to get together and put out some kind of messaging, whatever that might look like or what that might be. So for the time being, you know, the best course might just be to ignore as much as you can until that announcement is made.
Fair enough.
Yeah, thanks, Jason. I appreciate it. I'll reach out to you as well. Thank you.
Yeah, please do. Anybody, certainly feel free. You know, we're all in the same boat here, but I'm more than willing to help you guys in any way that I can with whatever connections I do have.
Yeah. Is that going to be at your FTT address? Is that going to stay up, or is it?
Yeah. So the email addresses will stay up, from what I understand. So that will still be accessible. So, you know, certainly feel free, whether through Teams or, you know, through an email to me directly. It doesn't matter, either one.
Okay, thanks, Shelby.
And as it pertains to anything, you know, with unemployment, payroll, all that fun stuff, Jennifer is obviously available, so certainly feel free to reach out to her, and she can get with each of you one-on-one to answer any questions and kind of point you in the right direction on how to move forward with that. I think we'll just leave this open for the next 5 minutes or so. And, you know, again, anybody wants to voice whatever's on their minds, you know, certainly feel free to do so.
I guess one of the questions that Sarah mentioned on chat was the tickets and or pending payouts. Now that the company's shutting down, well, any more pending payouts would still go out to those people or no more?
Yeah, so, you know, we're still going to try to take care of what we can. As far as the tickets go, I'll let somebody else, maybe from the dev team, answer that one, or the founders on how they want to approach that. But, you know, the idea is to try to make as many people whole as we can within reason, right? The funds are obviously limited, so, you know, we don't want to, quote unquote, pull the rug from everybody, but realistically, not everybody's going to get taken care of. It's just the nature of what it is. You know, but the idea is to try to make whole as many people as we can.
Understood. Thank you.
Not to get into like the nitty gritties, but do we know like a ballpark of that number of like how much is left to be able to go out to traders?
We certainly cannot answer that one.
Also, last question: is there anything we need to know, like legally, in terms of this?
I don't believe so. I don't think there's anything that any of the employees would have to worry about as from a legal aspect.
Gotcha.
If somebody wants to correct me if I'm wrong, feel free, but I don't believe any employee would have to worry about that being something that's going to hang over your shoulder.
Okay, thank you.
All right, so if anybody has anything they'd like to ask, feel free. Otherwise, we still have obviously email and the Teams channels to communicate or answer any questions that anybody might have. So I don't want you guys to all hang on the call here if nobody has anything else they'd like to add or ask. But obviously those channels are available to, ask whatever questions do pop up, because I'm sure there will be things that pop into your mind as the day goes by.
Yeah, awesome. Hey, I posted my cell and personal email. Anybody here in the chat that wants to stay in contact would love to do so. Would appreciate it.
Yep. Thanks, David.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. Not that, some of us got to know you all very well, but still.
Anything else anybody would like to ask or add? If not, like I said, Jennifer is obviously there as a resource to answer any questions you have from an HR perspective, payroll, things like that. I am certainly here and available to give anybody a referral if they need it, anything like that, help out with connecting you with recruiters, whatever it might be. I will assist as much as I can to whatever I can within my network for any of you. So do not be bashful to reach out by all means. That's
all right.
I have
well,
on my side.
Thanks,
Not
Jason.
the best way to kick the weekend off, but appreciate the updates, and it's been a great experience, and hopefully we'll see you all soon.
Yeah, absolutely, Scott. Appreciate it. Yeah.
Cheers.
Likewise. How you guys stay in touch?
Absolutely. Take care.
All right. Thanks, Jason. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate it.
Take care, folks.
Thanks.
Take care,
man. Take care.
Take care, man.
Well, looks like I'll be drinking earlier today.
Oh, gonna miss out on late night grinds, I guess. Me and Jonathan.
Notice he said earlier, not early, just earlier.
Oh my God, Watson, you caught it. How did you catch that?
Because after working in the dive industry and the IT industry, I'm an experienced day drinker when the time comes.
Oh, okay. Strange day
So what
drinker.
you're
It's
saying
kind of
is
crazy.
somebody can go into HubSpot and do that fucking delete all button.
We can finally say the tickets were done.
I would think that deleting is probably a really, really bad idea, just in case there is anything legal that comes out from a discovery perspective that there are any lawsuits. Deletion is not a good thing.
While we have that
We are
on,
not deleting HubSpot.
John, can you pull that, sort of that ticket records for performance? I mean, that's like basically our performance metrics. Is like 1, 2, 3. I would appreciate it to put it on some resume. That's basically like my trophy. I'm supposed to frame it on the top of my desktop.
Yeah.
Just send me a picture when you do. Just take a screenshot, I guess.
Are you not in it?
Yeah, I'm just like my
Oh, okay.
ADHD's taken over. I'm just procrastinating now. I won't use my mouse for a while.
But
It's yeah.
I want to say that I learn a lot, man. I learn very much, guys. in depth behind the scenes, and this is the best team that I worked with. So I will remember you all. So have a nice day. Take care.
I love you, John.
You too, Jonathan.
Yeah, you guys
Later,
rock.
Sabi.
Great working with you guys.
Thank you, guys.
Does anybody else from C-suite have anything that they would like to say at the end of this company? I think we got all of them on here. Okay.
Nothing really I can say, but this really fucking sucks. It's really what I didn't want, and that's it. It's just fucking terrible.
Does Ryan have anything he would like to share?
No, it all fucking sucks. We tried until the last minute, and unfortunately, it just didn't work out due to all the hurdles.
Who told me to DM them earlier about my crypto shit? I forgot who said it. I think it was Angel.
Angel, it was Angel. We just both DM Angel, bro. It's fine.
Okay.
I mean, he'll take care of us.
Time to crawl back to my day job.
Time to load up SPX0DD puts, I guess. Nah, I'm just gonna keep it a bit safe. You know.
Very sad. This is all.
Can't be full porting no more.
At least Trump won, but
At least
That's
love
what's
Trump
sad
won.
about this week.
Time to submit 3,000 applications for no response.
Yeah.
Yeah, be easy. I'm about to put on my multi uniform and get to work.
All right, brother.
I can try to help. I'll try to help you guys out with that. As far as if you're applying to places, so feel free to reach out.
I'll hit you up, Jason. Thanks.
Yes, please do. Please do.
Right on.
Peter.
Go ahead, Peter.
Can anyone hear me?
Yes, Peter, go ahead.
Yeah, it's been a fun ride. I love it. It happens in this industry a lot. I learned a lot from FTT on how does things work. A good experience. I love the family. I found new friends. I was a bit rowdy at first, and then I get to know the culture and how everyone works, and it was a fun time for me. Yeah, and you guys helped me a lot as well, and I thank you for that very much. Yeah,
thank you, Peter.
That's all I had to say.
Thank you.
It was nice working with you, Peter.
Yeah, man, it was nice working with you as well. And Manic and Ian, everyone, Melody.
Same here, bud.
Everyone helped, and it was like a family. I worked with 3 firms. I can say I felt more like a family over here. And I worked in Top Step, MFFU, and everything. It was like was so formal, and yeah, it happens. We had some fun times. Yeah. To all the other fellow members, you just ignore your DMs. That's all I can say.
Good advice.
I would
Yeah.
suggest you turn them off.
Yeah.
Yeah, just turn them off. They would just, yeah, it happens. If you just turn them off, they will forget you in 15 days. That's all.
Yes, exactly. In a few weeks, they'll find a new shiny toy to follow. So don't let it bring you guys down because it can get overwhelming.
It's the internet. No one is going to come to your house or something like that. It's just, yeah. It's like stupidity. We deal with 18-year-olds, so they will act like that. That's all. But what I can say is, can keep our chins and heads held up high. We have paid many traders life-changing money. We did not go and not pay them or something like that. We have paid in millions, and everyone, most of them, gained from us literally in 6 months. If you look at Rice, those who are doing it for 3 years, we did it in what we can say 6 months. So no issues over here. It is all there. What we can say, they're just able to. They aren't able to exploit us even more. That is all I can say. Keep your head held high. You did not do anything wrong. It was just that they exploited us. That's all I can say.
No, Peter, it's a great point, right? It became a perfect storm, and unfortunately, it led where we are now. So it's no fault of anybody specifically. It's just the way that things broke.
Angel, I just wanted to say that um, I appreciate all the help, love you gave me and the support in my personal life, and yeah, I just wanted to say that to you because if I can't, then I will probably regret it. But I hope you're well now and in the future. So, and everyone else, catch you later. I will go off. Bye.
GG, bro. Take care, John.
Take care, Jonathan.
Thanks, Jonathan.
Yep. Later, you guys. Thank you. It's been fun.
Take care, Graham.
Thanks, Graham. Hopping off as well. As I put in the staff chat, please feel free to reach out to me. I'm more than happy to help you guys any way I can.